नमस्ते और वेलकम है आप सबका चाय एंड क्यूरियोसिटी पॉडकास्ट में, जहां हम साइंस, आइडियाज और रिसर्च जर्नी को एक्सप्लोर करते हैं। आज हमारे साथ दो रिसर्चर्स हैं जो ओशन और क्लाइमेट साइंस पर काम कर रहे हैं। सबसे पहले हैं श्रीवत्सा गोला, जो अपने पीएचडी में एल नीनो और क्लाइमेट एक्सट्रीम को स्टडी कर रहे हैं। और हमारे साथ हैं लिजिन जोसेफ, जिनका रिसर्च फोकस है इंडियन ओशन वार्मिंग और मॉनसून सिस्टम्स पर उसका इम्पैक्ट। दोनों ही करंटली यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ साउथहैम्पटन में पीएचडी कर रहे हैं और दोनों को प्रेस्टिजियस फेलोशिप भी मिले हुए हैं। आप दोनों का पॉडकास्ट में बहुत बहुत वेलकम है।
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
तो सबसे पहले थोड़ा आपकी जर्नी से शुरू करते हैं। रिसर्च करियर्स यूजुअली स्ट्रेट लाइन में नहीं चलते, काफी ट्विस्ट और टर्न्स होते हैं। श्री, आपको ओशन और क्लाइमेट साइंस में इंटरेस्ट कैसे डेवलप हुआ? कोई पर्टिकुलर मोमेंट या एक्सपीरियंस था जिसने आपको रिसर्च की तरफ पुश किया?
क्लाइमेट साइंस में इंटरेस्ट बेसिकली मुझे मेरे कोर्स वर्क से आया। मैं बीएस और एमएस किया हूँ आईसर भोपाल से। तो सेकंड एंड थर्ड ईयर में जो अर्थ एंड एनवायरमेंटल साइंसेस रिलेटेड कोर्सेज करने से मुझे वो इंटरेस्ट आया क्लाइमेट साइंस पे ओवरऑल। उसी टाइम पे आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट डॉक्टर पंकज कुमार सर। उनका क्लाइमेट रिलेटेड लैब है आईसर भोपाल में। तो आई वॉज एबल टू डू अ समर इंटर्नशिप उनके साथ। वहाँ प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया 3-4 महीने। तो उसी टाइम पे आई गॉट टू नो ऑल द बेसिक्स ऑफ एटमॉस्फेरिक साइंसेस एंड ब्रॉडर क्लाइमेट चेंज, क्लाइमेट साइंस रिलेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट्स। तो वहाँ से सोलिडिफाई हुआ। बट ओशनोग्राफी स्पेसिफिकली जिस पे मैं अभी काम कर रहा हूँ, वो इंटरेस्ट पैदा हुआ from the internship that I did before my master's in University of Alberta, Canada, through a fellowship, an internship program, जिसमें मैं प्रोफेसर पॉल मायर्स के साथ काम किया एक ओशनोग्राफी रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट पे। वहां से शुरू हुआ ये ओशनोग्राफी रिलेटेड डेटा के साथ काम करना। तो या बस उसी टाइम से आई वाज सो फैसिनेटेड ड्यूरिंग माय इंटर्नशिप की मैं अपने आईसर भोपाल के प्रोफेसर को कन्विंस कर पाया कि आई कैन आई कंटिन्यू माय इंटर्नशिप प्रोजेक्ट इनटू माय मास्टर्स। और जिन प्रोफेसर के साथ मैंने काम किया कनाडा में उनको को सुपरवाइजर बनाया। सो उसी टाइम से मेरा ओशनोग्राफी में इंटरेस्ट सॉलिडिफाई हुआ एंड या नाउ आई एम हियर डूइंग अ पीएचडी।
क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग। तो पीएचडी स्टार्ट करते वक्त आपको रिसर्च के बारे में क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन थी और रियलिटी कितनी डिफरेंट निकली? पीएचडी के फर्स्ट ईयर में सबसे डिफिकल्ट एडजस्टमेंट क्या रहा?
फर्स्ट ईयर में स्टार्टिंग से ही आई वाज क्वाइट fired up. I was working really hard, but quickly after my first year, मैं बहुत exhaust हो गया. I was burnt out for a month or so. उस टाइम पे कुछ प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर पाया एंड जिस चीज पे मैं काम कर रहा था अपने फर्स्ट ईयर पे वो उस टाइम पे पब्लिश नहीं हो पाया, मैं सबमिट नहीं कर पाया, रिजल्ट्स पूरे आए नहीं थे। पहला ईयर वाज क्वाइट grounding in humbling in experience time when I learned ki research is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You work on things, you understand them properly, you keep developing ideas, and then one day you will finally get the breakthrough and you will be able to publish something and make a mark for yourself.
नाइस। सबको ही होता है, आई थिंक फर्स्ट
Yeah.
ईयर्स में तो आता ही है प्रॉब्लम पीएचडी में।
Yeah.
बट इट्स गुड कि आपने होप नहीं छोड़ा। अब कैसे कोप अप करते हैं इसके साथ? जब ऐसा बर्नआउट फील हुआ तो क्या किया आपने?
I had this impression कि you need to keep working until you get the result. पर research ऐसी चीज है कि it, it doesn't guarantee you anything. You need to know and learn when to be more patient than usual. To avoid that burnout, it's important to take breaks and understand कि broadly तुम्हारा गोल क्या है। It's okay to not work hard 24/7. कभी कभी ब्रेक लेना भी it's important. Otherwise you will crash and something similar to what happened to me might happen with you as well. So yeah.
नाइस आइडिया, ब्रेक्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट।
Yeah.
सो कमिंग टू लिजन, आपका बैकग्राउंड फिजिक्स से स्टार्ट होता है और फिर क्लाइमेट साइंस की तरफ शिफ्ट होता है। ये ट्रांजिशन कैसे हुआ और आपको क्लाइमेट सिस्टम स्टडी करना इंटरेस्टिंग क्यों लगा?
इसका क्रेडिट बेसिकली मेरे भैया को जाता है. सो व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय बैचलर्स, he was doing his PhD from INCOIS. So whenever he used to come for vacation, he used to explain his project to me in very simple terms, like what are tropical cyclones and how they are formed and how they learn about tropical cyclones using different models and all. So उस टाइम मुझे कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं था, मेरे मन में मॉडल मतलब फिजिकल मॉडल जो होता है जैसे साइंस एग्जीबिशन वगैरह का रखते हैं, वैसा मॉडल ही था मेरे मन में। तो उन्होंने बताया नहीं, ऐसे न्यूमेरिकल मॉडल्स भी होता है। सो दैट स्पार्क्ड ए बिट ऑफ क्यूरियोसिटी इनसाइड मी, एंड देन आई वांटेड टू लर्न मोर, सो ही सजेस्टेड me to like do an internship somewhere, and he proposed some potential supervisors. So then I contacted Dr. Francis PA from Incois, and he was kind enough to offer me a position to work with him for 1 month. So at that time, I didn't know anything about climate science, anything about monsoon at all. So he was like kind enough to start from very basic, like explaining monsoon kya hota hai. And after 1 month, like we were in a position to understand like what is monsoon and what are the factors that drives monsoon variability, like ENSO and IOD. So iska मुझे जो क्यूरियोसिटी आया या इंटरेस्ट आया क्लाइमेट साइंस में, वो मेरे भैया और डॉक्टर फ्रांसिस के कारण आया।
Nice. I also worked with Dr. Francis.
So
So
दैट्स
आपने
ग्रेट।
कैसे अप्रोच किया उनको?
उनको डायरेक्ट ईमेल से कांटेक्ट किया, और ऐसे फिर उन्होंने एग्री किया इंटर्नशिप के लिए। एज फार एज आई रिमेम्बर तो ये 2018 में कुछ हुआ था, तो 8 साल हो गए। तो जो मुझे याद है, मैंने उनको ईमेल किया था ऐसे।
That's cool. So basically एक email से इतना बड़ा ट्रांजिशन हुआ. That's nice. तो पीएचडी के दौरान आपको कोई इम्पोस्टर सिंड्रोम का एक्सपीरियंस हुआ और उसको कैसे डील किया?
हाँ, पीएचडी के दौरान तो अब हमेशा होता है, अभी भी होता है। मैंने recently I had a chat with Sri about this. Like I started learning, like reading old climate science, very basic climate science textbook like Marshall and Plum again. So ऐसा डाउट रहता है कि कुछ नहीं पता। Even though I have some publication, I share with this Sri as well. Like मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, उतना नहीं आता। I don't know that much. So I have to revisit different things again. So ऐसे imposter syndrome आता रहता है। I think एक हद तक वो अच्छा भी है, like to help you keep growing or learning things, but लिमिट क्रॉस कर जाए तो तुम कॉन्फिडेंस पे इफेक्ट पड़ेगा, तो अच्छा नहीं है। So as of now, I think the level of imposter syndrome I have is helping me to grow, so I don't mind having that now.
आपको क्या लगता है अभी राइट नाउ एआई का बहुत बज है रिसर्च फील्ड में भी और बाकी फील्ड्स में भी? एआई और मशीन लर्निंग फ्यूचर क्लाइमेट साइंस को कैसे चेंज करने में हेल्प करेंगे?
यहाँ सो पहले ही मैं डिस्क्लेमर डाल देता हूँ कि मैं AI/ML एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ, बट फ्रॉम वॉट एवर आई हैव हर्ड फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पीपल एट डिफरेंट conferences or summer schools, or what I have read, I can share that way before 1915s 50s, like weather prediction were mostly empirical or very qualitative thing. It was driven by intuition and all, and the lead time was only 1 day or something like that. And once जब ये numerical weather forecasting models, I like taking physics differential equation or equations and solving those equations using computer, it revolutionized those field, and lead time increase kiya to like short term projections and all. But those models still have some limitations and all. Like for example, all processes are not resolved, like clouds or eddies or these kind of small scale processes are not resolved very well, and they are parameterized. So AI/ML का use हम parameterization improve करने के लिए कर सकते हैं, like using data driven techniques to improve this parameterization and all. So मुझे नहीं लगता है कि AI/ML fully foundational model को like eliminate कर देगा, but they both can go hand in hand. Like we can use AI/ML techniques to improve the current models.
What I would say broadly is कि AML से research landscape will be massively accelerated. जो काम let's say एक हफ्ते में एक researcher कर सकता है by using AI/ML tools or AI/ML applications or whatever in an efficient way, that work could be done in a span of hours. thing, but also we have to be more cautious. Because as climate scientists, if we endorse AI ML too much, we need to be conscious about its carbon footprint as well.
तो अगर आप अपने यंगर सेल्फ को एडवाइस दे सकते जब आप अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट थे तो क्या बोलते?
जब मैं अंडरग्रेजुएट स्टेज में था, I used to by heart a lot without understanding the meaning or those kind of thing, understanding things like properly. अगर कोई भी डाउट हो तो टीचर से पूछो, तो टीचर से एक या दो बार पूछ सकते हैं। फिर भी डाउट हो तो घर पे आके, ऑफ कोर्स मेरे भैया थे तो भैया से पूछो, भैया से भी 5 बार 6 बार पूछ सकते हैं। फिर भी समझ में नहीं आया तो फिर we are like stuck. But now with this like chatbots, AI, ChatGPT and all, we have this tool to understand like हम वो यूज करके समझ सकते हैं, कुछ भी बार बार पूछ सकते हैं, क्वेश्चंस कर सकते हैं ऐसे।
Yeah, I agree
जी।
with that as well. Yeah, 100%. I
ओ,
would suggest my younger self to uh, learn the basic concepts more thoroughly. Make sure that you question and understand what you're reading or what you're learning.
ओके, तो जब अभी हमने पास्ट की बात करी तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट समथिंग फ्यूचर। तो नेक्स्ट 20-30 इयर्स में क्लाइमेट साइंस का रिसर्च का डायरेक्शन क्या हो सकता है अब?
आई थिंक एज आई सेड, AI ML का यूज ज़्यादा हो सकता है इसमें फील्ड में। और अपार्ट फ्रॉम AI ML, आई गेस, so I've listened to different talks, and I remember Dr. Raghu Murthy saying that we should not focus much on very long-term projections like अभी का IPCC के SMF6 मॉडल्स वगैरह 2100 very long-term projections में ज़्यादा focus कर रहे हैं। तो to shift some resources from there, like from long-term projection towards improving our early warning system would be very beneficial, I guess. So मैं चाहता हूँ कि ऐसे एक shift आए and improve our early warning system and reduce the destructions caused by these floods, landslides, and all. Yeah, so, and another point would be like अभी के models का resolution increase होता जा रहा है. So now we have this 1/12 of a model and maybe more finer resolution models than that. So I think focus maybe global climate models से थोड़ा regional मॉडलिंग में आए तो improve those regional models and all, तो ऐसे एक भी एक shift आ सकता है।
Yeah, I agree with Ligin as well. Although I would like to add something else because हमने recently global temperatures के trend में देखा, global temperatures के records में देखा कि we recently breached 1.5 degrees Celsius that we didn't expect to breach so quickly. It was a bit of a shock. Some might say that it was expected and some might say that it was not. It depends on the person you ask that question. But I think that what we can expect in the next 20-30 years is a drastic change in an accelerated way. You will see systems getting nudged to a different sort of climate stage, basically tipping points getting triggered probably sooner than you'd expect. Maybe not in a maybe not in a scale that we expected it to be from our previous projections, but at least it will be quick enough to notice, and that impact will be on the climate extremes that you see.
So we will move to the next section that is about what PhD life actually looks like. लोग यूजुअली इमेजिन करते हैं कि पीएचडी स्टूडेंट बस पेपर्स पढ़ते हैं और रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स लिखते रहते हैं, लेकिन रियलिटी शायद काफी डिफरेंट होती है। अगर आप बताएं आपकी पीएचडी लाइफ में एक टिपिकल वीक कैसा होता है?
My life is very boring.
मेरा तो इतना लाइफ खराब हो गया है, इतना लाइफ खराब हो गया है।
Basically, I usually work from home, so I live a bit away from the university, so I usually work from home and मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि सुबह 10 बजे से पहले काम स्टार्ट करूँ और 4 बजे तक काम बंद करूँ, एंड देन वर्क फॉर एटलीस्ट 5 days लाइक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। एंड ये भी कोशिश करता हूँ कि काम करना रोक दूँ फ्राइडे एंड को, एंड सैटरडे संडे थोड़ा रेस्ट ले लूँ ताकि मंडे फिर से फ्रेश होके काम के लिए वापस आए।
तो कोई पर्सनल एक्टिविटी है, हॉबीज है जो आप लोग ड्यूरिंग द वीक करते हो या सिर्फ वीकेंड्स पर ही?
मैंने अभी रिसेंटली एक हॉबी डेवलप किया. I play chess every day after my work. So like from 6 to 7 o'clock for 1 hour at least I play chess. Yeah, so that's kind of hobby that I developed, and I love making Legos. So that also a recent hobby that I developed.
Okay, so do you cook?
Yeah, I cook. Yeah. I saw one of your
And
previous episode when you asked what's the weirdest food that you ever tried.
yes.
So if you ask me, I would say my own food, the food that I cooked. That's the weirdest
God,
food that I try. Yeah, I cook, I can eat, but I don't know if others can eat or not.
that interesting. And for you, Shri, how do you spend your week?
For me, मेरा वीकली रूटीन थोड़ा डिफरेंट है रीजन से, क्योंकि आई लिव इन साउथहैम्पटन, आई लिव क्लोज बाय. आई टेंड टू वर्क फ्रॉम द ऑफिस एज मच एज पॉसिबल. विंटर के टाइम पे इतना होता नहीं है, क्योंकि बाहर का मौसम इतना अच्छा नहीं होता, एज इन टर्म्स ऑफ सनलाइट एंड ऑल दैट, सो यू डोंट फील लाइक गेटिंग अप एंड गोइंग आउट. But otherwise, yeah, I try to work all 5 days from the office, maybe one work from home day generally in a week for me. I share an office with 5 other PhD students. All of them are from my batch, and yeah, we work in the same sort of space, although we have different desk, of course. But yeah, we talk about research, we talk about science, we just talk about random stuff sometimes, or we just vent out our frustrations. Only जब हमारे सामने टेस्ट डेडलाइंस होते हैं, only then you end up staying late till like 7:38 sometimes. I don't really have too many hobbies. I listen to music. After I joined my PhD, I started watching a lot more movies and TV series than usual. I made it a habit of exploring different sort of genres whenever I can. And I run an Instagram page where I post reviews about whatever I watch, and it's a good way to distract yourself from thinking about your project.
That's cool. I also think it's kind of a therapy to you. Research इतनी exciting तो होती ही है. हर दिन एक अच्छा किक मिलता है. जब कुछ अच्छा ना जा रहा हो, कुछ अच्छा हो गया हो तो भी. तो क्या कभी ऐसा कोई मोमेंट आया है जब रिसर्च बिल्कुल एक्सपेक्टेड डायरेक्शन में नहीं गया आपका? आप कैसे सेटबैक्स कैसे कोप अप करते हो?
I am in the process of getting my work published, and it's been a journey over the last 2 years. Yeah, it's been a little rough because the work that I started with on my project, it was huge. It consisted of a lot of climate models and lots of analysis, lots of interpretation, and it was hard to you know navigate that situation, especially because I did not expect it, like कि मैं इतना independent रहूंगा अपने PhD project के मामले में. I thought that there will be constant supervision for some reason, maybe because my masters was something like that, maybe because my internships was something like that. But after a certain point, maybe first 6 months या 1 year तक अच्छे से like supervision और direction मिल रहा था, but after a certain point you end up being on your own. You are your navigator, or you are your own supervisor. You have to be disciplined. You have to know what direction is the best direction. So that was a little unexpected, but then I quickly learned that that is how things would be. So yeah, I did not expect the I wouldn't say lack of supervision. I would say yeah, lack of direction input, or ki ye karo wo karo wo karo. It's more freehand that you're given when you're doing a PhD. It's more you choose your direction. And whenever I met with my supervisors, or whenever I discuss things with my supervisor, even they ask me questions ki ye kyun ho raha hai, तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि ये क्यों हो रहा है. Even they are figuring it out along with you. So which is a very nice, interesting thing, but it can also be a little scary sometimes, because तुम्हें पता नहीं कि तुम सही बोल रहे हो कि नहीं, या फिर तुम सही से समझ रहे हो कि नहीं, क्योंकि तुम उस प्रोसेस में हो, तुम वो प्रोसेस कंप्लीट नहीं किया तुमने अभी तक. So you figure it out as you go, you learn things, and yeah, it's challenging, it's exciting, it's scary sometimes, but overall it's rewarding when you get those publications out. So I'm hoping that I will reach that stage soon. Yeah, I can see the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's been my
You can
experience.
see the light at the end of the
Yeah, light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
tunnel. So there is a hope. But do you think during this PhD challenges, it's really important to talk to your supervisor and
Yeah.
discuss it nicely and freely what you are thinking about it? Uh, Whether it's about finishing the PhD, submitting it, or about deadline of your first paper, because is it
Yep.
important that you convey your message very nicely, very clearly to your supervisor without being hesitant what he is going or she is going to think about it?
Yeah, 100% I agree. I would say constant communication with your supervisor is important because that communication is what enables you both to be on the same stage, you know. लाइक अगर तुम्हारा इंटेंट है कि हाँ मार्च एंड तक या फिर सितंबर एंड तक मुझे पेपर ये सबमिट करना है एंड योर सुपरवाइजर डजंट नो अबाउट दैट ही इज जस्ट थिंकिंग कि तुम कुछ कर रहे हो then there is a miscommunication, right? You don't
Yeah.
want that to happen. You need to make sure that both are on the same page, both agree on the findings, and both agree on the progress of whatever that you're working on, as in the direction of whatever that you're working on. So that is important. That is very, very, very important. In my case, I'm fortunate enough to meet with my supervisor almost every week. I meet with my supervisor at least 3 times in a month. Like we have a proper long discussion for 1.5 hour, 2 hours sometimes, and we discuss about everything that I'm doing. And it's more of a discussion rather than me showcasing whatever I did and getting feedback from him. We just put on some slides and we discuss कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, ये क्यों हो रहा है, ये कैसे हो रहा है, ये expected था या नहीं, and all that. So I personally I really enjoy it. I feel like I get more clarity out of it, and it also helps my supervisor कि to know कि मैं किस stage पे हूँ on the problem that I'm working on, and he can quickly correct me if I'm deviating too much on the wrong side or I'm spending too much on something, too much time on something. So yeah, that is important. I agree.
That's true. I think timeline with deadline is the main key to
Yeah,
get your PhD finished on time. It's important कि सुपरवाइजर आपको ओवर एम्बिशियस होने में और डिस्ट्रैक्शंस में भी हेल्प कर सके कि आप ज्यादा ओवर डिस्ट्रैक्टेड नहीं हो रहे हो और ओवर एम्बिशियस नहीं हो रहे हो
yeah,
टू ब्रिंग यू बैक एट द पेज अदरवाइज पीएचडी सीम्स लाइक नो एंडिंग प्रोसेस तो आप
yeah,
बस कुछ ना कुछ नया मिलता रहता है और आप सोचते हो अच्छा ये भी चेक करते हैं ये भी चेक करते हैं हाउ इट्स गोइंग बट
yeah.
stick to your objective is very important to finish a PhD on time. This section is about conferences and research community. आप दोनों ने अब तक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में अपने काम को प्रेजेंट किया होगा ऐसे अर्ली करियर रिसर्चर्स के लिए ये कॉन्फ्रेंसेस का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा होता है?
मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में कॉन्फ्रेंस एक रियलिटी चेक देता है कि तुम कहाँ पे हो. इट हम्बल्स यू, लाइक तुमने बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं कर दिया. ऐसे बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो अच्छे अच्छे रिसर्च कर रहे हैं. मतलब these things are going on these field and all, and I think it's really important to attend conferences. Also with regard to this networking and all, we will meet other people like जिनका पेपर हमने साइट किया हो या कभी मिले ना हो तो डायरेक्टली उनसे मिल सकते हैं, उनसे बात कर सकते हैं, डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, उनका थॉट्स ले सकते हैं. जैसे कि इफ वी आर प्रेजेंटिंग सम पोस्टर और giving some talk, we can get their feedbacks and all, which might help you to like frame another research direction और अगला पेपर के लिए कोई आइडिया भी मिल सकता है ऐसे. तो आई थिंक attending conference is really really important, even if it is like a small conference or big conference. Also in terms of like sharing your research, so conferences में हमने जितना काम किया है PhD में या फिर our paper, we can share our paper with others. Yeah, तो हमने क्या किया है ऐसे रिसर्च है, so that people will know that yeah, these guys have done these kind of research and all. Yeah, so that's what I think about conferences.
Yeah,
I
please
just
go ahead.
wanted to
Sorry.
ask one common
Yeah,
question with Ligin. Do
yeah.
you
Yeah.
think is it easy to do networking? I mean, as a early careers, you always feel hesitant to go and talk to someone, or in the big crowd, you never know who is where and how.
Yes, so I have only attended some big conferences only, like ocean science meeting and EGO. And to be honest, like it's not very straightforward to network during those big conferences, like because maybe big people were always busy. Yeah, so networking may not be very straightforward, but you can always send an email to like a scientist you want to meet कि हाँ मैं a conference attend कर रहा हूँ and I would like to have a chat with you regarding this topic and all. Like if you can give me 10 minutes of your time slot, it would be really helpful. Something like that you can always contact ahead. उनसे बात करके टाइम सेट करके then you can have discussion. So yeah, I agree कि बड़े बड़े conference में ऐसे networking with big people may be really difficult, but networking with other PhD like early career researchers, I would say, uh, वो भी एक अच्छा experience देता है to know what they are doing, what they are working on, and all. Yeah,
Okay, maybe Sri, now you can
yeah,
share your views on it.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think I mean, Legend has told all the key points related to that question. I think I broadly agree with everything that Legend said. Yeah, networking can be challenging. I mean, personally, I feel like it is challenging for me because I have a hard time approaching people, and I mean, approaching people that I don't know, and like what I feel a little awkward with that. I need a few minutes to like accustomed. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, introduce myself and all that. But I've been to three major conferences. One was in Europe, and one was in the US, AGU, uh, and one that we recently attended together last no in February, the Ocean Sciences meeting in Glasgow. Um, I felt like it can be overwhelming because you see a lot of people. The total attendance for these big conferences would be around in the order of 5,000, 6,000, or 7,000 people, and around 70%, I want to say, is are ECRs. I think most of the people are early career researchers. Uh, so it can be quite yeah, humbling, and yeah, you it's hard to be in a room with knowing that there are these many people working on fields that are adjacent to your project, or sometimes fields that you are working on. So it gives you a perspective. It makes you think that okay, whatever contribution that you're making is important, but there are a lot of other people doing like giving important contributions to the community. So yeah, it's important. It's also a good way to get new ideas. It's also because recently when we attended ocean sciences meeting, I think I said it to Ligin as well. My idea was to my motive was to find an idea for my third chapter. So I was mainly attending topics and talks that were aligned to what I want to do in continuation for my PhD. So it's important. It's an important way to know what's happening in your field. It's also a very easy way to understand what's happening in your field because you will get that knowledge that you gain by attending a conference by reading like 20, 30, 40 papers or something. But you also have to sit down to read those papers, right? I don't think a lot of people are very much enthusiastic about reading 40 papers and getting that knowledge. But if you attend a conference, you will get the knowledge by someone who's speaking in like 10 minutes, right? So it's efficient, and you also network with people who are working on your field. That's also pretty good. If you're reading a research article by someone, you just know their name. You're not talking with them, obviously. So yeah, I think in that way conferences are important. As a PhD student or an early career researcher, you should attend conferences as often as possible, but not too often, of course. Whenever you have new stuff to present, or whenever you want new ideas, or whenever you want to expand your network and stuff like that. Yeah. Also, it's good to travel
Okay.
on
yeah,
university funding.
yeah.
That's true. I agree. That's the most important and motivating part.